Hello, Jenny Funkmeyer here, Parallel University. Today I want to, it's a few days before Thanksgiving, and I want to share something that I have been contemplating my whole life, and especially in my early 20s, I had a real hard time dealing with my family, and I suspect a lot of parallel university students out there, you, are very independent-minded and has, your own views and things, and it's not necessarily your parents' view or tradition. Parallel university basically means, go away from tradition and to look for your own way. So at family gatherings, it's all these opposing views of life usually is very sharp. So in my early 20s, I had a lot of difficulties, and I want to talk about it. This is 2007, and I am really at ease and feel pretty good about Thanksgiving gathering, my family's gathering. It doesn't mean I'm going. So I will get into everything now. First of all, this is 2007, and right now we are in a time frame that is completely different from any time frame in history. This is not 2000, this is not even like the 50s, 1950s, 60s, where family is very important. Or, in the beginning of human history, in the 1910s or 1850s. All those times, each of these historical time frame has a very different meaning about family. So what I'm saying today in Thanksgiving 2017 is not relevant to the past nor the future. It's just relevant to what it is right now, today, and this is what I think. It is because in the past, tradition and family was very important. You have to stick together because personal freedom was limited. Resources might be limited. There might be, kingdoms. Kingdoms are built on families. Relationships are built on family. So all those things are, it's kind of important that family was really big. Most of the ancient cultures are family first, individual second. My Chinese name has my family name first, and then it's my name. I'm Xu Da-Qing. Xu is my family name, and then Da-Qing is my individual name. So as opposed to right now, I'm Jenny Funkmeyer. So Funkmeyer is my family name, and it goes second. I come first. So these are new views in our personal relationship with our time. And because of that, family seems to be falling apart, but it's not. The traditional family seems to be falling apart, but it's not falling apart. It's just changing to a new way. So to be for individual freedom, for each person to discover who they are with more freedom. So that's why today I'm talking about the new views about family gathering, which is not the traditional view. So Thanksgiving, and then of course Christmas is coming. These are all very big family gatherings, and each one, instead of having an idea that you have to do just one way, you have to know that there's nothing wrong with you if you want to do it differently. And you should have the freedom. And that's the great thing about family gathering, is they're not going anywhere. Family is for eternity, is forever. Family members are your spirit friends. They were chosen before you were born in the spirit realm. They are here committed to you for your entire life, physical life, also committed to you before your physical life and after your physical life. So they are here to just be here for you. And that gives them a very unique position in your life. You can't lose them. You can always go back. That's not a problem. So because of that, you have a certain confidence. Your mother will always be your mother. Your father will always be your father. You will always be the son or the daughter. And so you have a certain leeway to experiment. Yeah, this is about family, about what family means. And this is about how to navigate your Thanksgiving and Christmas dinner. So let me first go into what family means. Then we're going to go into how to navigate this year's Thanksgiving meal. But to know, generally know what family means is really important, right? Family members are spirit friends. They are here to show you a lot of time, not just what to do, but what not to do. They are here. If you understand that, then it's really good. They're doing the right thing if they put roadblocks into challenging you to be who you truly are. That's their job, because they cannot be fired. It's like a professor that is on a tenure track. He can say anything he wants now because he cannot be fired. So since they cannot be fired, your mother cannot be fired as your mother. You can never not be someone's mother. So how you are here to truly express your view of who you are, so that when you express your view, you may be completely different from what another person, your mother or your father, thinks about you. So it's their jobs to completely express their view, and a lot of times, they are there to show you what not to do. If you can actually defy the person who has the strongest influence on you, who you love the most, if you can actually say no to that person, well, that must be truly you, isn't it? And also when a person is young, your ideas are very kind of black and white. So it is necessary to go out and really try out your own ideas. That is definitely in the parallel universe. You have to do that. You cannot just do what your family asks you to do. So absolutely, that translates to your family is there to show you what not to do. So that's their job. So when they are telling you what to do and you don't do it, you're both doing the right things. Just remember that. Okay, I know there are people that are really well adjusted. They think just like their parents, and they pick up their family business. Those people are really lucky. They are really good. I really admire them. It's just I wasn't such a person. I am not such a person. I tend to like to find my own way in everything. So if you're like me, that's what you have to do, is to really challenge yourself to be truly who you are and to defy your parents. That's just the name of the game. So only very good spirit friends from the spirit realm will do this with you. You know, casual friends will not take up this really difficult thing for you, to challenge you, to show you who you truly are. Casual friends, they don't do that. Your only true spirit friends will do that for you. So they really deserve, family members deserve your love. Don't forget, you don't have to like them. You don't have to like them. You have to love them. That's going to be over here. You don't, because of this, you don't have to like them. You don't have to like what they are saying, what they want you to do, but you have to love them. Love, that is something that you must try. So they put in your path big things to overcome, very big things. Those things amounts to forgiveness, love, and hold firm as who you are. Those are the three big things. No matter what your fight with your parents or with your siblings, your brothers and sisters are, whatever these fights are, or with your tradition, or with your rabbi, or with your priests, or with your culture, whatever those things you have to overcome, basically comes down to everything that happens in your family is to try to teach you forgiveness, to teach you love, and to teach you to hold firm as who you are. So those three things, right? You forgive them. You don't have to like them. There's nothing to say you have to like your parents. That's another thing, is you don't have to like your parents. You don't have to like your culture. You have to love them. You have to love them. Because right here, this is what they're here for you to learn to love and to learn to forgive. You forgive all their trespasses because they also have to forgive your trespasses. A lot of the time, your parents are not going to forgive you. So that just makes it much harder to forgive them, right? Yes. A lot of times they've done really horrible things. To learn to forgive, to learn to love, and to hold firm as who you are. That's basically what family means. And those are big things to learn. And only spirit friends from the spirit realm who knows you before you were born into your physical life, during your physical life, and after your physical life, only those spirit friends have come to undertake teaching these big things to you. So that's what a family is. So we come to the fact that there's memory versus now. Somehow in your memory, you remember the wonderful time you spent with your mom when you were 5 years old, that perfect family vacation when you were 8 years old, all the kindness of your parents, and those memories truly interfere with your now. They are no longer the same people. Every 7 years, your entire body is completely new. So not only they are not the same people, you are not the same person. And to hold to the memory, to the sweet, and also to the horrible memories, is just something that you have to overcome. Because now it's a completely new day. It's a different day. It seems to be continuous. It seems to be your mom is the same person 40 years ago or 20 years ago as now, but she is not. Nor are you the same baby 20 years ago and today. So that is something that you always have to remind yourself and keep in mind. It's just like, hey, I'm not the baby, and my mom is not the woman in her early 20s or teenager when she had me. It's just that, keep that in mind. I don't know there's different ways to deal with this, but just keep it in mind, and that's already very, very helpful. There's certain responsibility as a family member. No matter what family you're from, you are expected to do a certain things. Like if you show up to the family gathering, you are supposed to do something. Like you have to bring a dish, or you have to dress a certain way, or you have to say certain things in a certain way. You have to remember who is who and people's job and all that. Responsibility. Those are all choices. Don't forget, those are choices. You have to know what those responsibilities are. You have to show your understanding that you know what they are. But do you have to do them? No. No. Okay, let me say that again. There are certain responsibilities. When you go to a family gathering, you are supposed to behave a certain way. You have to know what those certain ways are. And you know what? You don't have to ask yourself because you know it very deeply in your heart. Everybody knows when you show up, you're supposed to be like this, okay? You have to know them. You have to show understanding that you know those things, right? But do you have to do them? No, you don't have to do that. You don't have to do it. You just have to show that you know what they are. Now, a person who knows what those responsibilities are and not performing the responsibility, not saying thank you, not saying goodbye, whatever it is a very different person from doing it out of spite or doing it just in an unconscious way. So consciously choosing your behavior is really good in the family gathering. So now that we've discussed what family means, keep those things in mind. And in this year's Thanksgiving or Christmas meal, this is what I recommend you do. And this is the new view in 2017 of family gathering. 3 ways to deal with any given situation. It used to be just 2 ways, flight or fight. You have to run away or fight. This is the new age now. There's a 3rd way, that's called fork. Flight, fight, or fork. This word came from Bitcoin community. It's a new currency, it's a cryptocurrency that I think is the future. And it has the ability to fork, meaning it has the ability to split off from the main branch. So instead of fighting or flighting or running away, it could just split. It could just split. It's called fork, right? So in this year's Thanksgiving dinner, you have the choice of fight, flight, or fork. So let's go into it. Flight, you know. You don't attend. I've done that for years. I just, maybe not. Maybe I didn't do that for years. I did that for the last 2 years. Flight, I ran away. I did not attend. Or fight. That's what I did for many, many years. Is I go to the family gathering and I just fight with people. And it's just, it's terrible. It was terrible. I'm really glad I did it for a good, I don't know, 20, 30 years. I'm terrible. I'm so sorry for my family member to have to put up with me. I just fight with people and I get drunk. I'm just terrible. So I'm one of those fighting people. But now I'm the fork people. I'm done. I did that one last perfect family gathering. One last time, and I think you might be able to think about back in all your family gatherings, and you can think about that one last time that was so perfect. You love everyone, things were just good. And that one last time can be the last time, because in the parallel universe, everything that is perfect need not be repeated. That is the newest view in 2007 about family. You no longer need to go back to your family if you had that one last perfect family gathering in which you just was in love with everyone and everyone was in love with you. You come together to this physical life to be a family and you did it. And then that's it. Family, done. You're done with family. Yes. Don't have to go back. It's over. It's like spaceships or trains that used to be in the same platform. And then as history goes along, and then they started taking slight time moving away from each other. In 2017, they're so far from each other. So far from each other that you no longer need to go back to your family. You don't have to like them, you have to love them. You still would go on maybe smaller gatherings, or maybe you guys are taking a journey together with just one family member or two. But where all the family getting together, you don't have to go anymore. If you have that one last perfect gathering, okay? If you haven't had the one last perfect gathering, you're still in the flight or fight phase. You cannot fork yet. Fork is when you had that. You went through the flight, you went through the fight, and now you can fork, right? So after that one last perfect gathering, then you don't have to go back. So let's talk about that one last perfect gathering. What you need to do is agree to disagree. If it's political view, right now there's just big time difference with political views. Just let it go. Don't talk about it. Don't try not to fight, because that's the perfection you are looking for. You're looking for a lot of love in your heart, a lot of forgiveness, holding firm as who you are, just being there, being who you are, forgiving everything, all the things that went wrong, and loving. You don't have to like them, you have to love them. And you would follow tradition as much as you can, because that's the great thing about tradition, is it gives you a framework what to do. Once you've done the tradition way, then it's okay. You can do the untradition way. But if you don't know what to do, the best thing is to follow tradition, because it's simple and it's easy, and everybody knows that. Everybody knows what tradition means. You raise your glass, you say, thank you, Thanksgiving, and so on, right? You don't have to do it a new way. You could just do it the exact way that everyone's been doing it, because it's easy. I used to be so rebellious. I just couldn't do anything in the traditional way. I still am like that, but I did follow tradition for many years, a good 10 years. And I did everything the right way. So that's why now I can fork. I can get away from the family gathering, because I did it. I did these things. Make sure you're very easy on yourself. Is there anything wrong with me if I don't want to go to family gathering? That's really harsh on yourself. I think you have to be very easy on yourself and really, really tell yourself, no, there's nothing wrong with me. Nothing ever wrong with me. Just be easy on yourself. Always understand that even if you make mistakes, you are not a mistake. You make mistakes, and mistakes can be changed. You are not a bad guy if you think a certain way. You're not a bad guy if you have certain thoughts and you want to do things differently. That is nothing wrong. You can make mistakes, and when you make mistakes, you're damn right better say sorry and go back and do it right. But you are not a mistake. You are never wrong. You just make mistakes. So understand that. Really remember that. Monitor your own behavior. I'm fond of doing a technique in which not only I look out of my physical eyes, I maintain my third eye, my sort of intuition, my imagination, looking down at myself from the top. You can try it right now. Look straight forward with your physical eye, and at the same time imagine looking down at yourself with your imagination straight down, so you see the top of your head and your shoulders like this, right? So I suggest that if you're going to a family gathering that makes your heart goes like that, that's what you have to do. Watch yourself, monitor your own behavior. Why? Not because you want to do better for your parents or for your aunt, but because you want to learn better how you can forgive, love, and hold firm to be yourself, right? So you want to do this for yourself, not for other people, for yourself. You have to stop your mind from making judgment. The mind tends to go, talks a lot and a lot and a lot in these family gatherings. In situations that are fought with stress and tension, the mind tends to talk a lot. You can use a technique called this is a thought. So when your mind is just going crazy, everything the mind thinks, you say, that's a thought, that's a thought. Call a spade for a spade, because thoughts are thoughts. A lot of times they do not have actual reality. Just remember that. Stop your mind from being too chattery and stop all that judgment on yourself and on other people. Just do what? Meditative, focus on the pleasantry. It is really good at this moment to talk about simple things. Talk about the weather, talk about new kinds, talk about good things, you know, new kinds of invention, what's happening with beautiful things. And then if the conversation goes to a bad direction, just stop. Simple things. Stay simple. No deep emotions. Forget about deep emotions. Deep emotions are to share with your friends, your lover, or with yourself. A lot of time family gatherings is not the place. We always imagine this really deep, wonderful conversation with your parents. Won't that be nice? A lot of times it's not necessary. But if you keep your mind, keep being hopeful, it will come. It will come. One day it will come. Watch your guilt. Don't feel guilty. This is 2007. Humanity has gone through flight, gone through fight, and now it's in the fork stage. Humanity as a whole. This is what our history is. We've gone through fight, we've gone through flight, and now it's forking, right? So family gathering might be over altogether. It's just not the same anymore. We've been doing it for 1,000 years, and we're no longer doing it the same way. We're really forking. We're going into different places and going, and that's how reality is. Reality is a fractal. We come from one thing, it breaks into another thing, it breaks into another thing, it breaks into, and just kind of going like that. And that's where it stands right now. It's humanity. You are just going away. Once you have that one last perfect family gathering, just don't feel guilty. It's done. You don't have to go back. You can go back if you choose and enjoy it. If it's enjoyable, if it's not enjoyable, that's it. It's over. Be nice, but it's over. And the new family gathering is funerals and weddings. Those are more infrequent and bigger. And then, you know, people show up. Right now, I think in 2007, we're doing the fork thing, and at funerals, memorials, and weddings are really the new Thanksgiving and Christmas dinner, because it's more infrequent and it's more special. And I think where we used to come together every year, twice, or maybe even more times for some cultures, like 4 times or 5 times or once a month, it's just getting more infrequent, and it becomes, you get together for weddings and funerals, and I like that. I like seeing people after like 10 years, 20 years, and say, oh, wow, is this what you've become? And I think that's really good. So that's what I have to say about Thanksgiving. Enjoy your Thanksgiving. Our physical life is really a very magical phenomenon, and it's really strange to the max when you really think about it. So just know that our physical life, our relationship with family, it's strange to the max, man. It's just crazy. Parallel University. Blessings. See you soon.